One of the definitions of the word game is a competitive activity involving skill or chance, who play according to a set of rules, usually for their own amusement or for that of spectators. A video game, therefore, is this definition, but utilizing video game hardware to play it. BeyondEyes does not fall into this definition of games, nor does it fall exactly into the definition of short film or children's story. BeyondEyes is another example of individuals trying to push the video game storytelling medium into new areas. The story follows a young girl named Ray who lost her ability to see at a young age. Ray's condition has kept her sheltered to the realities of the outside world. She has only one real friend, a curious cat named Nanny. One day, Nanny goes missing, and Ray decides to leave the safety and familiar confines of her home to go out alone and find her. The game's artistic design immediately stands out. The use of pastel watercolors really brings out the peaceful meadows and quaint townscape Ray travels through. I really was impressed by the clever way they expressed Ray's blindness by visually limiting your ability to see the game world. You are constantly limited in how far you can see in an attempt to connect you further to the game's heroine. The game's slow pace is also designed to remind you of Ray's blindness. You will not be able to run or sprint, and you are constantly bombarded with obstacles and stumbling into dead ends because of it. As you can imagine, there will be many dangers for someone without sight to overcome in the real world, especially someone who is very young and vulnerable. BeyondEyes exposes players to a small sample of those dangers. Colors will become muted, and Ray's mood will quickly change around those precarious situations. The audio work in BeyondEyes is also impressive. Not only is the soundtrack as pleasant and peaceful as the visuals, there are numerous atmospheric sounds that bring to life the picturesque locations Ray visits. Dangerous elements such as angry dogs, cars, or strange people carry with them louder, sharp contrasts and somber background music to highlight Ray's apprehension and fears as she approaches them. There are quite a few things that could turn players off from this title. Some of the negative aspects are the deliberate elements the game designers use to experience life as Ray. Her slow walking pace may try your patience. Stumbling into dead ends and perhaps repeatedly getting lost can also discourage some. But BeyondEyes is a unique title. Developer Tiger and Squid could have easily made BeyondEyes into a children's book or a short animated feature. Instead, they chose to tie video game aspects with this story to draw gamers into a different experience. I can't help but applaud their bold efforts. So the fact remains that after the clever visual presentation and audio work, there's not much for you as a player to affect or to change. There are about 10 total interactions in the entire game. Pressing the interaction button leads to just one outcome. It's almost not necessary to have an interaction button. A variety of choices with consequences could have provided much needed depth to this title. As it stands, it still feels like an artistic experiment that is neither a complete game nor a detailed story. BeyondEyes is also short, only a few hours to complete. There are clever moments scattered throughout the title, but with more refinement, I think this could have been memorable. If I were to rate BeyondEyes as a children's book, I would give it high praise. But BeyondEyes is not sitting on a bookshelf, it is for sale on Steam. Therefore, BeyondEyes only gets a 7 from me for its beautiful artistic merit and clever concept, but its limited scope and lack of interaction hurt its overall potential and overall appeal.